Hello, squirrels. Squirrels that want to knit. Hope we have some that haven't given up. Okay, this is going to be an easy basic beanie. I'm using Premier Eversoft. I don't think they even sell this anymore. It's a size 4. This color is Volcano, but any size 4 is fine. You could probably get away with using even a size 3 if you wanted to. And these are size 8 circular needles. These are out of my Chiagoo set, or however you say that. I'm going to do my really easy cast on instead of doing the knitted one, because this gives a really stretchy end. And this, we're starting with the brim of the hat. So you want it to be stretchy. And I do a cast on, depending on the yarn and everything, but normally 64 for a ladies and 72 for a man's. What we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. You can do the knitted cast on that we did before, but this is just very easy. See how I'm doing that? I've lost count. I'll just do some and then count later. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. This first weekend in November has been really chilly here. Thais's hat's got to me just in time. I even wore 2 to bed last night over both of them. It was cold. Oh, golly gosh, I forgot to turn it on the airplane mode when I'm filming, so I'm hoping and praying I don't get interrupted. Because then I have to start all over. Because I need Baby Dee, Yarn Dragon's editing skills, and I don't have them, so but I'm staying in the field of vision. I'm sure this cast on has a name, and really this is the first one that I learned, and it's, to tell you the truth, the one I use most all the time, but the knitted cast on really does look better, gives a cleaner edge, but I use this one a whole lot. Let's see what we got here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 28, 30, 32, 34, 35. And 36, and 37, and 38, and 39, and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. You could play this back in slow-mo if you need to. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. Ah. 59 and 60, 61, 62, 63 and 64, and I'm gonna stop there. And Hang on just a second. Okay, what I was doing there was going knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, because for our brim, I usually do a ribbing of 2 knits and 2 purls. That's called a 2x2. When you do hats, you want to make sure all your, like, see my stitches here? They're all facing on the inside. You want to make sure this doesn't get twisted. If it gets twisted, you're going to have a Mobius brim hat, and you don't, with a twist in it, so you don't want that. Mobius cows are cool, but Mobius brim to a hat is very much not cool. I could just join and I should have brought a stitch marker over here and put one right here, but you can also use this tail as knowing where your end of your round is. So, oh, that's not the tail, that's the working yarn. And I bring it around to the back. Notice that? So all my stitches are facing inside. I make sure I don't have any twists. See how all my stitches are facing on the inside. Now, I take my working yarn and pull it around to the back because we're going to start with knitting. Here's the tail that marks the beginning of the round. Okay, so I'm going to knit 2 and see how I'm joining it with that first stitch because I was here and then I put it in here. So now we are joined in the round. And sometimes you have to pull this tail a little bit to tighten it up. And then I'm going to knit another one. I'm going to knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, all the way around. Okay, so that's 2 knit stitches. Now I have to bring the yarn to the front. Remember to do purls, you go to the front. And you go down into the stitch and around. And I'm sorry my hand gets in the way. I don't know how else to show you, but I just went around this front stitch and then I go down and off. And another purl. Stand it on its head. Go around. Maybe you could see that better. I exaggerated that motion just so you could see the stitch. That's 2 purls. Look at the difference. Here's 2 knit stitches. See how that looks like they've got a little scarf wrapped around them, and these have bumps called purl bumps. So these have a little, looks like a scarf wrapped around it, and then these have scarf like this, I guess you could say. Now when we go back to knitting, you take the yarn it was here and you just take it round to the back to do the 2 knit stitches, and you constantly are pulling the yarn around. Okay, so I'm going to do this all the way around. Knit 2. And then go to the front. Stand it on its head and go in the front. Down that way, around. Slide it back and off. Another pearl. Take that and go around. Back it up, catch that stitch, pull it off. So that's 2 pearls. See how these 2 look different than those 2. Took the yarn and put it back around back for my net stitch. So this is where I would cut it off and let you guys do it and meet you back, but I don't know how to do that. So we're here for the duration. And I'm praying nobody calls or messages me, not that I don't love y'all to do that. Not just y'all, but family or whomever. My daughter, the one that lives in Florida, my little Professor Lindsay, the manager's mom, she was doing a fundraiser for their cancer research program. She was trying to raise $2,000. She did not make her goal, but she went ahead and shaved her head anyway. Her goal was $2,000 and she got, it was over 1,000. I'm not sure if it was 12,000 or what. But I put a thing about her just talking, and this was years ago. I just put it on my community tab on my channel just so you could see my little red-headed beauty. She used to have red hair, now she's got a bald head, but she's still beautiful inside and out, as are my other daughters and the grands. She's the mother of the manager. But she shaved her head, and wherever the place was that she got it shaved, it was a live event, and I totally missed it, being at Walmart. So I forgot it was, I don't think I ever knew when the date was. I probably did and just forgot because my brain is so awful lately. Somebody did say it could be the thyroid thing. I'm so glad I have something to blame it on. I was totally like this before. Okay, now I'm going back to purling. These tips on the Chiagu are really kind of long for this because my cord is so short, so it's a little bit, pulls the cable weird. Your 16-inch size 8 needles that you have are probably, you know, fixed ones. They don't come apart. These are part of my interchangeable set. And it works. It just is kind of funky. If I had some other ones that weren't taken up, and thank you so much to those of you who have sent needles. Miss Michelle, and I think Chris had some in the package maybe, or was that, I know Thais sent some, maybe that's who it was. Appreciate all the circular knitting needles. Those were great. Well, 16-inch, and even if they're longer, I can use them for shawls. So don't go out and buy stuff. Just if you've bought stuff for knitting and you're not going to use it, I hope you will use it. I hope you'll learn and enjoy it as much as I do. I just adore knitting. I like crocheting too, but I need to really learn. Ah, that looks crappy. I think I split. Totally split that stitch, so I'm gonna put it back on there. Okay, so I did 2 pearls last, so this is 2 knits. I hope I'm in here good enough for y'all to see. It's kind of hard to see. you guys are seeing. But anyway, Lindsay's, I still have yet to find the replay of her live. When I find it, I will stick it on the community tab. She's my little bald-headed girl now. I said, well, Lindsay, at least you got a nice shaped little head. It's not lumpy and bumpy. And she said, thank goodness for that. Or something like that. I forgot what she said exactly, but it was funny. Yay for nicely shaped heads when you shave your head off. Shave your head off. Shave your hair off. And I'm just so proud of her for doing cancer research. Such an important thing. I was so proud of Miss Cindy Hearts Crochet for her efforts in doing the beautiful blanket raffle she did for breast cancer research. And she did the rosy wrap thing and all her giveaways for the various things during the month of October, which was Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And all of you who did things, maybe you bought raffle tickets or you did your own thing. It's important to raise funds. It takes funds for those folks to do the research. My daughter used to work at the breast cancer lab at Tulane University in New Orleans for 10 years. And she got paid solely by writing grants. Little Smarty Pants is published in several scientific publications, magazines, whatever. I tell you what, I don't understand all that jargon. I remember she used to be at home counting these little teeny dots, like inside of a circle, like a microscope slide picture of what a microscope would show. And I had all these little things with her, and she was counting cells by hand. And I mean, it was thousands of those buggers. I said, Lindsay, is there not a way that's easier than having to just take your pen and touch on each one to make sure you can? She said, no, Mom, this is what you have to do. I'm like, golly. And that's just one little part of it. She was always having to take care of mice, inject mice, and do studies on mice. Poor mice. But they had to be used. She'd have to go in on the weekends and do things with mice. But now she teaches, I guess, med students, pre-med, whatever. She's, I know I've told y'all before, got her PhD in molecular and cellular biology. Everybody says, where'd she get her smarts from? I said, Jesus. Certainly isn't for me. Well, her dad was never in the picture, so I call him the sperm donor. My ex raised her, so that's who she considers her dad, and he's still good to the kids, so, and he's always treated her as one of his own, so I appreciate that. Andrea, my stepdaughter, is seeming to do pretty well, so thank you for your prayers. for her. She's talked to her dad, my ex, a couple days ago. He said that she was driving in for, I guess driving. He said she was coming in for Thanksgiving with him, so hopefully I'll get to see her. There's a little booger on the yarn right there. I don't know what that is. Maybe it won't be a problem. But this is what you do, guys, for rows and rows and rows. I'll just take you through this. I do about an 1.5 inches to 2 inches. It just depends on how long you want your brim to be. You can do a rolled brim with just knit stitches and not have to purl, but it's going to roll on you because it's going to be stockinette, because when you knit in the round, it's stockinette and not garter. You're knitting every stitch, so you're really doing garter, but it shows up as stockinette, like you're knitting one row and purling one row, because you're doing it in the round as a spiral. Okay, this is going to be a part 1, and you should end with 2 purl stitches. Okay, then I'm back around. There's my thread, which you could totally put a stitch marker right here if you wanted to, but there's my thread, so I know I'm back around to the beginning, and I'm back at a knit 2. So I just put my thing there and just go again. And you just keep going. Knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. Okay, so do your 1.5 inches or 2 inches. And when I get mine done, I'll be back on. And it may not even be today, maybe later, but I will be back on to show you what to do after that. What we do after that, I'll go ahead and tell you, is just all knit stitches till you're about 7 or 8 inches, depending on how long you want your hat to be. Okay, that's it, guys. Hope you got it. Practice, practice, practice. Love you. Be sweet. Don't be ugly. And live at 3 today. Okay, bye-bye. Love you.